outside at the Dan Ryan. Not too many cars out on this holiday, but at least the roads are clear.
Mary Kay is here with an update on the winter weather that is headed our way again.
And we could have some ice accumulation tomorrow during the mid-afternoon hours. That's our concern. So we have a winter weather advisory that starts at 9 a.m. for LaSalle and DeKalb counties. It starts at noon for everybody else until 6 p.m. This is going to be a dayside event for us, and your commute will be affected. Probably not the morning rush. You're okay there, but it'll be a cold start. But by the afternoon, we're going to see some sleet, some snow, some freezing rain, and regular old rain as temperatures start rising into the evening hours because a warm front is going to be moving into the picture. So some slick roads early to mid-afternoon Tuesday. So anywhere between about noon and 5 p.m., this area in orange has an elevated risk for some ice accumulation, about 1/10 of an inch possible, a little limited amount, a little lesser amount there for northwest Indiana. Now that's going to be the peak of this, the early to mid-afternoon time frame. Then as we get into the late afternoon, that's when we're going to see that threat slide closer to the Wisconsin border, but still include the city of Chicago. And then we're going to see lesser amounts of a risk as you head into northwest Indiana late in the day, because some mild air is going to be working in, changing everything to rain for northwest Indiana. Right now we have clouds around us. They're going to be here for the night. It's cold, 12, a dozen degrees right now. And with those southeasterly winds at 11, it feels like 2 degrees below zero. In fact, around the region, feels like 8 below right now in Ottawa and LaPorte, 5 below in Rensselaer and Kankakee, and 3 below for you in Aurora. So a lot of people had the day off today, and that was good. You could stay warm. But notice how the clouds are starting to increase. The storm we're watching is building through the plains, and the warm front tacked onto it. That's what's going to be changing our weather pattern as the day wears on. So through tonight, we expect clouds. We expect very cold air through 10 o'clock, about 11 degrees. Overnight, maybe a break or two in the clouds, but then they do come back our way in the morning. 17 degrees at 7 a.m. And then as we get into noon, we're going to watch to the west because some of that mixed precipitation starts to move in. Now notice at 5 o'clock, it looks like we want to have snow north, rain south with a ribbon of ice in the middle. The problem is that we have a temperature above freezing, so you would think everything would be rain, but the ground is so incredibly cold that it could freeze on contact. So that's why we expect freezing rain to maybe give you some ice accumulation until about the 10 o'clock hour. Notice the temperature rise to 37. Some heavier downpours moving in as that warm front lifts into the picture. Huge winds tomorrow, too. In the morning, winds 30 to 30 miles per hour out of the south and east. And then even at noontime, we're going to see those winds, and they start swinging a little more southerly as the warm front gets closer to us, and they stay up through 6 p.m. But that does bring in the milder air just aloft. What about snow amounts? Well, we're not expecting any great accumulation, but some of the models want to give us, a ½ inch on the GFS, maybe an inch on the NAM. So what we're going to watch is the areas right along the Wisconsin border. Look at Madison expecting 3½ inches on the GFS model, while we expect maybe a ½ inch at O'Hare. And then when we look at the European model, we do see Madison with about a 2.2 and us a little more, closer to an inch. So a closer look at the snowfall forecast for tomorrow. Minimal amounts, really, and along the Wisconsin border is where we could see that snow chance. But our bigger risk is going to be that glazed roadway as we get into the mid and early afternoons tomorrow. That 37-degree temperature is probably going to be hit after dark as temperatures rise. We may be left with a morning snow shower on Wednesday. But Rob and Erica, look at this cold front coming on Thursday. It takes us back to the freezer, a high Friday of only 6 above.
How odd today, then tomorrow, and then
up and
back
down.
in the deep freeze. Thanks, Mary Kay.